So, hey guys, today I was once again thinking about, is there a more efficient way to resolve World Legacy scars? And I think there could be. So, I was thinking about this and I uncovered something. I don't know if it's actually useful, but it all starts here with the nightmares. So the idea here, it's not like anything like super amazing, but we're going to start off by making any of the nightmares, the one that probably extends the best into something will be Nightmare Goblin. So we'll just preemptively put in Goblin here. Not really sure if we'll actually use the effect or not. But if we don't, then it'd be better to swap it out with like a Nightmare Phoenix. So uh, our actual starter could be a lot of things. Preferably, I'd want to give my opponent like a card to actually like resolve Blue Sky. But yeah, so the starting point is we're going to be making this nightmare. So I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do that just yet, and I'm not sure if we'll need anything later. So we'll figure this out later. Idea though will be Nightmare Mermaid, and there's no lock on this, right? So this is going to special summon a nightmare monster from your deck. And the only nightmare monster that you can have in your main deck, I believe, is going to be Nightmare Incarnation of Idli and also Orcus Nightmare. And these are the only two nightmares. Aside from that, I guess there was technically Nightmare Corruptor Ibli, which is, yeah, this should not be legal. So any two monsters and then you Ibli lock your opponent, like, yeah, this would be super problematic. I'll keep this combo in mind though. I should keep this in mind for the next no ban list event, because I never realized how gross Mermaid is, being able to just cheat out Ibli and then you just link off Ibli and then you're just protected from like everything. Like, damn, how disgusting is this? And of course, we can use this as a way to get into our combo. So real quick, gotta check Mermaid's arrow. Good arrow. Okay. So we're going to be able to Orcus Nightmare with special summon this, and we're going to link this off for the Orcus link one. So this is just any one Orcus or World Legacy monster, and then as the effect of you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, add one World Legacy monster, or one orchestrated babble from your deck or graveyard to your hand, huh? Kind of wish it was like the opposite sequence and it didn't send for cost but sent for effect. That would have been like nice for what I want to do. But let's see. Is there anything we can do about this? So we can definitely add like World Legacy World Wand or something like that. I think the card I actually prefer won't be this. It will be World Legacy World Armor is the card I actually want here. This is like a little bit troublesome though. So what I wanted to do was to add this to hand and then immediately discard this, but I guess that's not an option. So far this combo is going to require you to have like 2 discards, which isn't like too awful, I guess. So whatever we're using as the starter, ideally it should be able to pitch World Armor, I guess, for us. I'll just keep that in mind. Take note of that. But after we do that, we want this in graveyard. So we'll be able to then go into Live the World Key Blade Master. If this card is link summoned, while you have a World Legacy card in your graveyard, you can only use each of the following effects of Live the World Key Blade Master once per turn. Or it can only be link summoned while you have a World Legacy card in your graveyard. So during your main phase, you can set a World Legacy spell trap from your deck, but cannot be activated this turn while you have no World Legacy monster in your graveyard. So if we want to play this in a non-degenerate way, I suppose we could just either set like What was it? Sorrow? I think it was Sorrow. Was there something else? No, I think it was this, right? This is just an Omni negate, but this can search like a bunch of different silly things. There is also a card that allows you to monster reborn like 2 cards from your graveyard, which is not bad. But you could technically grab this Omni negate and just do something else with this. I don't know. You just need to have a code-linked monster or monsters. Is it possible to have a single code-linked monster? But well, because technically your monster, like monster A, has to be linked with monster B, and then they have to be linked with each other, so that they would both be co-linked. So how would you have only a singular co-linked monster? But yeah, we could grab this in theory if we were not doing degenerate stuff. But next thing on the list would be World Legacy Succession, I guess. So we can set this and then activate this on the turn it's set. Reborning World Armor, and this matters because my intent is to resolve scars, right? So I think the card I want to grab will probably be World Legacy's Memory, and then we'll see how many bodies we need from there, right? But the reason I can't just set this is because it's a quick play, and because it's a quick play, if it's set, it is treated as a trap and cannot be activated this turn, right? So we have to set a regular trap, and then we add this to our hand, which makes it activatable. So it'll be like we summon Lib, set Succession, activate Succession, special summon World Armor to the Lib zone, and then we can grab World Legacy's Memory, which we can then use to grab Mekk Knight Purple Nightfall. So then we can go purple, purple banish itself, and then that grabs blue special, and then we can put, well, we can grab like any of these guys. It'll probably be indigo though, because indigo's the most relevant one afterwards. And then we special summon like these two. And in terms of Mekk Knight name, so I counted these out, and we actually, I believe, have enough. So Purple Nightfall will get banished, so it won't count towards stars. Let's see, 1, 2. We'll get access to this guy later. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have exactly enough to resolve scars. So for scars, wait, this requires 8. I thought it was 7. Wait, no, wait, we do get 1 because we can summon 1 from our main deck with Spectrum Supreme. Thank you, Mr. Spectrum Supreme. So we barely have enough. We have 8 exactly. If we cycle through, essentially everything, yeah. But there's also a caveat, I guess, a small one here. With Purple Nightfall, I will, in fact, need my opponent to control some form of card somewhere. I mean, the funniest way I can see to do this would be if we use Magical Musket. I mean, my opponent controlling cards, that would work, I guess. 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend monster. I mean, if you want generically just spam bodies, I guess that this would function for that purpose. Because, well, does this only take from, oh wait, it's from hand or deck. Oh, so you can open the stuff, and that's fine, but you can't send it to the graveyard. So they're kind of like bricks. But we technically go through Fiendsmith, and then there's something just to spam bodies to make moon and stuff, and then the nightmare stuff as well. You would technically do it that way, and then go like Magical Musket, Mastermind, Kaspar, give your opponent like, I don't know, it doesn't really matter, just some Magical Musket card. Probably a Spell or Trap is the least harmful, because if you give them a monster, like worst case scenario, you're playing against Magical Musket, and then they just obliterate your board with Magical Musket cards they're activating from hand. That would be hilarious, right? Actually, no, wait, this sets, so it doesn't matter. Oh, never mind. But yeah, either way, we'll need to give our opponent some form of card to actually be able to resolve Blue Sky effect to search, which will be vital later. And then afterwards, after we summon Blue Sky, we also need to make sure we can actually summon Indigo, probably, right? Do we need to? Well, no, we don't. we just go blue sky plus something else, make morning star, and then whatever zone blue sky was occupying, we should be able to just summon indigo to that, and then we can summon spectrum supreme and Mekk Knight of the morning star. This needs to discard a Mekk Knight monster or one World Legacy card to add a World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. Is there a way to make sure we have a World Legacy card for this? I mean, like, ideally we would use Galatea for this, but that's really hard, actually, to use Galatea for this. Oh wait, Galatea can use a World Legacy monster, but that still won't get us a World Legacy card into our hand to pitch with Morningstar, because normally the play that you do is that you're going to need where is it? This is a continuous spell, right? World Legacy Key. So the idea for the combo is usually you are supposed to go, I think, Key, and then Key searches or it doesn't search, it adds your banished purple Nightfall, which you will use as a discard for Morningstar. That's the idea. But yeah, we don't really have the luxury of doing that, I don't think, unless we magically can spawn another World Legacy card out of like thin air. World Legacy cards that we can have in hand. Nothing really. Oh, also, I kind of forgot to mention this, but we will be like Mekk Knight locked after we resolve World Legacy's memory, which shouldn't be problematic if we like kind of like buffered some bodies, like we just have some bodies in advance from whatever our initial engine was, so that's genuinely not that big of a deal, I think. But we can make it work, I suppose. So whatever we started, it would be lovely if it gave us some more Legacy cards to resolve scars with. I guess the only thing left to look out for is this. For this card, Secret Summon, you treat one World Chalice normal monster you control as a tuner. You can only use each of the flying effects of Ib. The World Chalice just discard once per turn. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add one World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. If the Synchro Summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one World Chalice monster from your deck or graveyard, except Ib, the World Chalice just discard. So ideally, we would have to start with Synchro Summoning into this, I guess, then. It becomes less generic if we do go through like a just discard, but would get us to scars easily because we get an additional card. So with this, we don't even have to play like Succession necessarily, because this will just straight up be able to span it to summon World Armor, right? Oh wait, that's his World Chalice monster. Never mind. We still need to run that. Add a World Legacy card from the deck to your hand. Well, actually, how many bodies do we need for this? Wait, it maths. Holy crap. Okay, so we just don't... I see. We don't need this. So we just don't special summon Indigo Eclipse. We discard Indigo Eclipse, but we still need, technically, like a Mekk Knight body, don't we? For Spectrum Supreme... Oh, it doesn't work because we get Dark Locked. So the idea here would be Orcus Nightmare to summon, right? To set up our special summon later. So the idea was Nightmare sends Harp Horror, and then we go Harp Horror, summon Girsu, and this doesn't special summon. This does, but this only special summons a Mekk Knight, and then we can use this to make... It'll have to be... Oh, wait a second. That's really rough, because we'll have to do this around when we make Enlil This will be the actual last thing we do, because this dark locks us, and this is the only dark that we have to make pretty much. And we'll have to bring back Galatea actually before we resolve memory, because we do require an Orcus Link monster to make Enlil. So the sequencing just got rough, but should not be impossible per se, I guess. Maybe we do need Justiciar just to have a World Legacy card, right? Girsu could actually send one as well, but Dark Lock, so that's a problem, right? If we activate Orcus Nightmare, also Dark Lock, even though we're not summoning anything. We definitely need to search Scar at some point too. The optimal point is usually with Mekk Knight of the Morning Star to search Scars, and we do need to search Memory to consistently access the Mekk Knights, right? In theory, that should be true. So I don't think the sequence is avoidable. No, we just have to find a way to summon Ib randomly. So the only levels capable of summoning Ib are like 1-4 and then 3-2. And that's it. So let's see. There is a way. I see it. Alright, I got it. We should probably start Punk, I guess. And this will just work. If we wanted to, we might have ideas of like Tzolkining for World Legacy Scars, which is like fine. So Tzolkin grabs Ancient Fairy Dragon, yada yada. I'm not sure if that's worth doing, because I would much rather give my opponent a monster. I mean, this doesn't sound efficient at all. I just want to make this work at this point. I don't think there's a way to do this effectively generically. It doesn't matter if we normal summon for this, right? Yeah, we're fine. If we didn't normal summon though, I guess we could just normal summon Girsu, but what does normal summon Girsu actually change? Absolutely nothing, right? So idea, we're going to summon like Xiamen, get access to, it'll have to be Rising Scale, I think. We'll need access to this. And then yada yada goes through this, at minimum, right? Some stuff kind of like this. We might even potentially, depending on how many Punk cards we have, we might be able to grab Extreme Session and use this as at least a discard, if nothing else. Right? Sure. Okay. And we might get access to another discard later, but whatever. Next, we're going to use... Well, we have two ideas. We can either do... Well, actually, we can do both, actually, right? Diablantis. We could. But we don't have a level 4 monster, right? Because we can easily send, like, Fengli. That's not, like, a problem, right? And then this just gets reborn. But we only have completely irrelevant levels. Like, we can do 1-3, but also we don't have a, like, non-tuner that's level 4. This will be level 7, funnily enough. Wait, we can make Baron with this. Huh. I don't think that's useful. Yeah, this probably won't help that much. I think for now we'll probably end up just making Jam Dragon Drive, probably. And then we can go into... It'll have to be this, I guess. So we'll go into Fanatics Machinax 1, Fanatics Machinax 2, special summon a guy to our opponent's field, and that's how we'll get a guy on our opponent's side of the field, because that's pretty important and something we'll need to do. And we'll also need a lot of additional bodies, so that solves a lot of this and solves some of the discard problems a little bit, I guess. don't think we have enough bodies or like the Zulkan to be worthwhile here. Then we would technically go to Zulkan, Bengli. We can do both of those at the same time, right? Do it? Yes. This also searches a card. We don't have to make this. We can make any Synchro 8, actually. So the only thing that searches is a level 3 Psychic, which we may or may not need. I'll figure that out later. What Synchro 8 we might need to make if we can't make this one. It'll at least help us get like a discard, maybe. Depending on like exactly how things go, we might be able to get some draws off of Extreme Session, depending on like card count and all that. I guess. We don't even need to run that many of these guys, right? Does this only summon from deck? From deck. Well, whatever, I don't care too much. Rank up. It's this one. Okay. Oh, right, I forgot about this, but we actually get an extra normal summon from this. Where you normal summon a machine monster as an additional normal summon. I don't think we have like anything because I don't see how we get Girsu to the hand, do we? Oh no, wait, we can with Enlil Girsu effect technically. Actually, that's funny. Well, wow. We could do like before we do the banish, we can do like effect to add back Orcus Nightmare, and then we can like tribute set over Enlil Girsu or something. That could be funny. Actually, we could just grab Harp and just normal summon that. We're only locked out of special summons, right? Cannot special summon. Okay, yeah, whatever. We can add Harp, normal summon Harp at some point later after this. That's fun, I guess. It's not like fully generic though at this point in time. This will probably still end up being more consistent than doing it with just like Mekk Knights. But maybe starting Justiciar would be more efficient. But yeah. I'll have to see this combo through to the end, right? Body-wise, we're left with, I think, like, random level 3s. I'm pretty sure. Right? Let's go through the line real quick. Normal summon Xiamen. Xiamen. Well, not necessarily, right? I want access to this, so it'd be like, instead of normal summon Xiamen, we have to start with... Well, this is going to be the best starter, right? Well, right before we normal summon Xiamen, we add Xiamen off of the Ogre Dance, and then we do this. Adds Rising Scale, special summons, Shirakusai effect goes into the fusion, special summons 2 guys. There'll be the Wag Gun, and also a copy of Deer Now. And then we'll make a Synchro 8, and we'll have 8, and then 1 additional body. And is that going to be enough, actually? Do we need more additional bodies? Because that only puts us at, I believe it should be 3 bodies. So the body you summon back with Deer Now being one of them, right? But no, then we have Jam Dragon Drive, and then we can go like Jam Extreme Session. So technically, I don't think this is like that good, but we could technically also then do like grab Spider, and then if we're summoning this anyways, and then summoning this, then we can search this and then get 2 draws if we cared about that. So that will refill our hand a little bit for the discards for stuff like Nightmare Mermaid and Galatea. I guess that'll help with that. This will search a trap, which will be a potential discard as well, I guess. We could do that in theory. That depends how hard we're going for this, I guess. But if we do go through this, we'll have the additional body of Madame Spider, this, Synchro, and then whatever we decide to reborn back. No matter what we reborn, that will give us 4 bodies to work with. Right, 4 bodies. Otherwise 3. And then we go down 2 bodies, go to 3 because we're making this into this, and then we're reborning something to our opponent's side of the field. We could technically also play Service Puppet Play, and this could just be a discard as well, which is fine. And if we really needed that much in terms of like discards and whatnot. But okay. So from here, we link off some guys. We might keep this actually for like Crusadia Afromax maybe, as long as possible. The zone play will be like a little bit weird too. We have to be careful of that actually in theory. But yeah. If we discard Indigo Eclipse, how do we get the 3? Well, we'll need this. So for this, we'll use one of our Mekk Knights. So that'll be Blue Sky. So that'll be like Blue Sky plus something. It could be Blue Sky plus Lib. It doesn't really matter what we do. But then we have Mekk Knight of the Morning Star, which requires a Mekk Knight to make. And this requires usage of only Mekk Knight monsters. So if we grab Indigo here, like if we have Indigo here, what can we do? If I discard Indigo, that's like no good. That's the main point where we're stuck actually. What does this effect even say? Orchestra World Legacy cards. It doesn't add back Purple Nightfall, unfortunately. We just need a Mekk Knight of any sort. I think this says discard a Mekk Knight monster or 1 World Legacy card. Add a World Legacy card from the deck to your hand. Can we add a World Legacy card to our hand by any means here? I don't think any of these guys do that, right? If this card is sent to the graveyard, special summon a World Legacy monster for your hand. Target an Orcus monster, special summon it. How about this one? Oh, wait, what? What is this? If a monster is special summon from the extra deck, special summon 1 World Legacy token to both players' fields in defense position. Oh, that can technically set up some of the Mekk Knight stuff. Doesn't one of these do something in regards to special summoning a guy from deck? During your main phase, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you bash spin from the graveyard, add 1 World Legacy card from the deck to your hand. If this face-up normal summon / set card leaves the field, you special summon 2 World Chalice monsters from your deck except for World Legacy World Chalice. We can do that because this is a machine actually, and we have the gimmick puppets that give us an extra normal summon. That works, and that actually sets up our lib. This was actually a problem too. So we add this off of Galatea, and then World's Wand will be able to bring back Enlil Girsu later if we special summon this, right? Yeah, okay. So we special summon this as well as the hand, I guess. And if we actually do it this way, we don't have to actually do this, right? We don't have to do succession here. Instead of succession, well, we can just grab with this the copy of key. And that grabs back. Yeah, everything should just work now, right? Now it's just making sure we have like the right amount of bodies. So now we can discard purple. And then this will send some card. Well, wait, we have two traps. We can send Surface Puppet Play or Drury Punk Dangerous Gaboo. And then they'll just special summon a Mekk Knight from our deck. So they'll be, in our case, probably like Yellow Star or something. And we'll just need this to be sitting on the field at some point, right? But to special summon this, you have to banish what? Banish one other Orcust card from your graveyard. Ooh, Orcust card? Orcust card. What Orcust card could we randomly have? Well, you know what? We can actually just do this, right? We have enough extra bodies that we might be able to just like link summon a Galatea using this. And then Galatea, do we need to set something? I mean, in theory, there's nothing to set with this, so we don't have to worry about that. And then this could be used to maybe like link off with Lib or something. Like this is going to take our whole extra deck. It's so filthy, like absolutely disgusting. But sure. The hoops and hurdles I will go through just to resolve World Legacy Scars, man. Well, as long as it's possible, that's something. Maybe there'll be takeaways, maybe there'll be optimizations for this later. But okay. Galatea effect is not activating. We just need to link this off, or this Galatea at some point, and then we'll Galatea effect to reborn. I think we'll have enough bodies actually, because we are going to normal summon Chalice. And then if we link off Chalice, right, which we will do for sure to trigger it, right, we'll be able to special summon 2 more World Chalice monsters, and then we'll have a World Chalice or World Legacy card in our graveyard because this will be sent, allowing us to link into Lib. And then we'll just get rid of Galatea at some point. And then we'll link this off. So it just has to be linked off before we activate World Legacy's memory, and then we'll need to bring back the Galatea 1 here at some point. And for Spectrum Supreme, we could just use Spectrum Supreme plus a guy. Well, we can't use this, funnily enough, because this is special summon from the graveyard, but we just have to have something like maybe Lib is okay. We can link that off. Make Crusadia Avramax. Special summon Girsu, and then we have Avramax, Girsu, the random guy we summoned off of Spectrum Supreme. Just we can link off like every Mekk Knight we have on field remaining, right? There'll be like Harpor and stuff too. So there'll be like Avramax, Morningstar. We might be able to actually keep Avramax though on the field, because we should have, because of normal summon World Chalice, we actually have 9 Mekk Knights now in the grave. Well, access to that, right? And then technically, after Enlil Girsu gets banished, we can actually also summon it back with World Wand. Now, what does this do for us? I genuinely don't know. So, legitimate question there. But should be able to get into something, surely. maybe even ideas of like, I don't know, doing Jutsu later. Maybe. I don't know if we are lacking any bodies or something, so we might also need to like just make an additional copy of Morningstar just to be able to resolve the summon condition for like Avramax. But yeah, this should be enough. Okay, so let's see. The only cards that are going to be bad to draw are, let's see. So this is going to be okay to draw, right? So the problem card is World Chalice, because we actually need these cards to be in deck now. If they aren't in deck, that's like terrible and the combo won't work. The other card is Rank Up Magic Argent Chaos Force. That's like a really concerning one. It's not like that insanely terrible, but we need to do the add effect to get the extra normal summon, which, I mean, if we don't normal summon Xiamen, then it doesn't matter because we'll have a normal summon either way, which we can do with potentially an emergency teleport. We can make it normal summonless combo. Oh wait, we don't play just this yet. We have extra deck space for Dingirsu, I guess. I don't know. Like whatever, right? Sure. So that is effectively one card. Kind of. You're really discarding a lot of cards from your hand, actually. But if we open either, I don't know, like Foxy Tune or Ogre Dance, I'm like 99% sure this somehow gets into resolving World Legacy Scars. So somehow, some way, we've done it. We found a way to resolve World Legacy Scars. And this is moderately consistent because, I don't know, I could run a few more kind of like starters that get us into like Xiamen and stuff, like, I don't know, Emergency Teleport. And there's actually, I think, a monster that might be able to just search Emergency Teleport, but I'm not like 100% sure if that card is going to be. So the main thing about this is just if it has a lock. So this card is normal Respectful Summon, add a E-Telly, pretty much. E-Telly Xiamen. This doesn't get you access into the Rising Scale. I'm not sure if that one body will make a difference, right? No, it won't, because we get an additional body with Mind Procedure. So it should end up being like around the same amount of bodies, and we only need the bodies to just make like the rank 8 and also our link 2 with the Nightmare into like Nightmare Mermaid and stuff. We won't really need Nightmare Goblin though either. We won't have the arrows because we aren't going to be playing like links and all that, but hey, one card combo is one card combo. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.